There have just released police body cam footage from a fatal shooting of a 13-year-old Adam Toledo. The seventh grader was killed March 29th. His death has gripped the city of Chicago. We must warn you, the video is graphic and very upsetting. It shows the shooting unfolding in just a matter of seconds. You can see the officer running towards 13-year-old Toledo, who has his hands up when the officer fatally shoots him. The officer who chased Toledo claims the teen had a gun, refused to put it down, and was shot in the chest when he turned toward the officer. The officer has not been identified or charged and is currently on administrative leave. Mayor Lori Lightfoot says she's seen no evidence that Toledo shot at the police, adding, quote, "Simply put, we failed Adam." Protests are planned for this evening, and the family's attorney will be holding a press conference later today, which we will be covering. I don't even know what to say. This is a 13-year-old. I'm still haunted by the case of Tamir Rice, and I wonder, Paul Butler, your thoughts.
When will this end? Where is the bottom? A 13-year-old child in the 7th grade shot dead within 20 seconds of the officer leaving his car. For investigators, the most important question will be whether Adam threatened the officer with a gun. We hear the officer in the video yelling, "Put your F word, hands up." And Adam appears to turn towards the officer with his hands up. And Nicole, that's when he is shot.
Shaq, you're a reporter. I know you're trained better than most of us in objectivity, but your thoughts as you see another tragedy, this time a child, a 13-year-old child killed by police.
Yeah, Nicole, I mean, if I stick to here in Minneapolis and we talk about the level of tension that this city is facing, the barbed wire, the barricades, the boarded up windows and buildings all around the downtown area, and then we go to what we saw earlier this week with the police shooting in about 15 minutes away from where we are right now, and then you see that video with the 13-year-old Adam Toledo. You just keep adding things on to the pot. You keep adding things into the pot. That frustration that people talk about, the fear that people have, the anger that people who come out on the streets. I mean, there's protesters right down the street with the sign, "Honk for Justice." That's why you keep hearing the horns behind me. We talk about how tense things are already, and it just seems like we're just adding as many things as possible to that pot. Of course, we're still waiting for a verdict. That will happen, we assume, at some point next week, but it's a lot that you're asking people to handle and a lot that you're asking people to take as these videos continue to come out, Nicole.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a mother or father of a black child, I think it's more than frustration. It's terror, it's grief, it's rage. It's unthinkable. Shaquille Brewster, Paul Butler, thank you both so much for being part of our coverage today. When we come back, President Joe Biden will be addressing those sanctions just imposed on Russia. We'll bring it to you live when it starts. In the meantime, the tension today in that COVID hearing, we'll bring it to you. Stay with us.